So it's been a minute since we actually got a decent slasher flick. Think about it. When was the last time we got a really good one? And I harken back to when I was in my formative years, I guess, and Wes Craven came out with Scream. Scream was massive. It was huge. It kind of reinvigorated an entire genre. Yeah, it was 1996, and people were being killed, and we loved it. When was the last time you sat down and you watched a thriller slasher where a bunch of kids were being mutilated and actually gave a shit? It ain't happened for a while. We had Scream, we had Valentine, Wild Things, which was a little bit different, but same kind of area. We had I Know What You Did Last Summer. And then, of course, they started taking the piss with Scary Movie and whatnot. Stories that actually worked and paid homage to the movies that came before them, but also paved the way for the movies that were coming after. But I am here to tell you, good people, a movie that is maybe not just on par with that era, but you know what? It might just go a notch above. We're going to get into that in 2 seconds, but first of all, yes, you are watching Nerdly Out Loud, the official podcast of nerdly.co.uk, your favourite British home for all your news, reviews, and exclusive interviews. Whether your movie is a massive multi-million blockbuster that's just hit the cinema, we're going to cover it with a fair eye. Whether your movie it cost you $5,000, you did an Indiegogo, you did a Kickstarter just to make your dream come true. You're damn right we're going to cover that, because we have a special keen interest on your more independent, low-budget movies. This movie is called Initiation. It's a teen slasher, university, college type, people getting killed. It's been a while since we had a good one, and I'm here to tell you, without getting into any spoilers right now, this is a good one. This is a very good one. We're going to talk about it a little bit. I'll try and stay away from spoilers, but if I do touch on any spoiler territory, I am sorry. You have been warned. What I'm going to do is I'm going to break it down into sections. We are going to talk about the story. Then we will move on to the cast. We'll move on to what I liked about the movie, what I didn't like about the movie, and then we'll have some Jerry Springer's final thoughts right at the end of the review. But first of all, if you've watched any of these videos, or if you've seen any of my reviews, or if you've seen anything on nerdly.co.uk, you will know that we have kind of teamed up a little bit and got involved with the Romford Film Festival. That is a film festival in London. They do more independent movies, more lower budget movies, short films, and everything like that. I have seen some absolute crackers at this festival. I'm now part of the judging panel and the selection panel. So you're going to be seeing a bit more interviews coming from that on our channel. We'll be putting it on their channel, it'll be going on our channel, it'll be going on the Nerdly website. Nerdly is fully committed to this festival, and we love these guys. We're going to cross-pollinate some things. You're going to get some interviews, get some episodes, some podcast episodes. Trust me, there are some absolute crackers at this year's festival. So that is just a little bit of news that I wanted to get out of the way. We're going to move on, but first of all, obviously do all of those fantastic things that every YouTuber on the platform asks you to do. There is a bell below, there is a button below. Hit that subscribe, ding that bell. You will get all the notifications whenever we drop an episode, and I intend to be dropping more episodes. I got a few more reviews, so let's get into it.
Happy homecoming to our Kappa newbies!
Boys, it's real simple. Top comment.
An exclamation point.
Tag the hoes to protect the bros!
Director John Berardo has got a bit of a history in the short movie way, but now he has stepped up his game and he is going full feature with the movie Initiation. And where would you start other than a slasher horror? I mean, it's everything. You can put all your different things into it. But I really got a kick out of this one because it's very different. It does what any good movie does, and it sneaks in a little bit of act right and a little bit of this, but at the same time you just get to see assholes being killed. So this one doesn't really start where your typical thriller kind of horror may start, like we know we're going to get to the deaths and the trying to guess who the killer is. That is how the box read. It read like a generic slasher. It was what I was expecting. So when I sit down and they start off with this like really kind of the moment kind of university college rape story, I guess. We meet a young girl, Kylie, and she's at a party. She's at a frat party. She's with her frat sisters, and the frat boys are all there as well. We meet some of our main core characters here. Obviously, this is a good place to start. You have the party to show us who we have. But then it all kind of gets a little bit sinister and ends upstairs. And I'm kind of sitting there thinking, is this a movie that I thought it was? Like, am I watching another promising young woman here? Are we going down this road? A good woman is hard to find. Is this the kind of thing we're doing? Something kind of happens and you're led, it's a bit ambiguous, and you're led to think that, okay. The next morning we are introduced to Ellery. She is going to be our Ripley for this movie. Her brother is involved in the actions of the night before, so she wants to find out what's going on. And you kind of get this sense that this is where the movie's going. She's going to be the one who's going to figure out what happened, why it happened, and she's going to make sure that her friend is atoned for. But then shit begins to happen. We get our first kind of kill, and it is an awesome kill because the guy is a total douche and pulling out drills. Knives are awesome. Guns are awesome. We love all that. Drills, though. I don't think I've seen a drill used in a horror movie for quite some time. But in this, they're really going for it. And let me just say, for a movie that is going to deal with all this, our first victim is male. I mean, how progressive is that? John Berardo pushing the boundaries. So yeah, Ellery's going through all that. So there's kind of this through line of where she's trying to figure out what happened to her friend and who did it and why. But as all that's happening, your main suspect are being killed off. But you're also sitting there as a viewer thinking, oh man, I thought that was the one that did it. Shit, that's okay, let's go. So that is kind of the movie in a nutshell. Moving towards the end, we're going to deal with this rape. We're going to deal with people being killed left, right, and center in a fantastic way. Always, every death just gets better and better, as you would hope in a horror movie. It's actually a solid story. There's nothing wrong with it. There's no real fat to chew. It kind of just takes all the things that you would maybe use as filler and pushes them to the side a little bit, because once you get past that story at the start, we've now dealt with the exposition. We can get on with the movie now. We can meet our characters. We can meet the frat boys. We can meet the frat girls. We can meet the police. We can meet the killer. Who is the killer? I don't know. We'll probably find out in a little bit. But on that, let's get to the cast. So as I said up front, Ellery Scott is played by Lindsay LaVanchy. Now, I am probably screwing that name up, and I do apologize. She is a badass. I've watched quite a few movies recently where there has been a female badass that I have thoroughly enjoyed. The likes of Promising Young Woman, as I mentioned before. Carey Mulligan is fantastic in that movie. The likes of Sarah Bulger from A Good Woman is Hard to Find. Got a plethora of fantastic kick-ass leading ladies right now. I'm buying the character. I'm buying the fact that she wants to get revenge for her friend. I'm buying all of this. And then even when she kind of becomes the almost damsel in distress, but then takes on the killer, as you know is going to happen, kind of buying it. You like, she's so good in the movie. Isabella Gomez as Kylie Martinez. She doesn't really do a great deal past the incident at the start of the movie. She plays the girl who is allegedly attacked. We don't really see her do a great deal past that, but her build-up at the start does pay off towards the end. I really, really liked Isabella Gomez in this movie. I just would have liked to have seen her do a bit more. Froy Gutierrez as Ellery's brother, Wes, is really cool. Like, he's a good kind of... He's a good frat boy. I mean, all the frat boys in this were fantastic. But then, of course, you have to throw in, because everybody needs somebody to latch onto. So Lochlyn Munro comes in. Who here remembers Dead Man on Campus? What an absolute blast of a movie that was back in the day, with Zach from Saved by the Bell and Lochlyn Munro. Love that guy. Pops up in Scary Movie. Pops up everywhere. When you've got Lochlyn Munro on your movie, you're dealing with indie genre. Guess he's becoming royalty. And then Yancy Butler turns up. Yancy friggin' Butler. Like, really getting into a meaty kind of movie, meaty kind of role. I thought it was awesome seeing Yancy Butler on the screen again. That's all I've got to say about that. I really did enjoy this cast. There are one or two okay ropey performances, as in they just seem to be playing the generic teenage drama movie kind of character, and that's fine. You got to have them. Do I really want them? No, but you've got to have them. They're in there. They make the movie what it is. And when you see them die, it's actually quite bloody rewarding. So there is that. I want to jump in to my pros and cons for this movie. And you know what? Let's just start with the bad stuff because there's so much good stuff going on. Bad, they spend that much time trying to lead you down a path with certain people being the killers in this movie, that when you get the payoff at the end, we really didn't spend any time building up who the actual killer was. And that's not a bad thing, because let's be honest, like that first Halloween movie, you didn't really know much about Michael Myers, so that's not a bad thing. These things do work. That's all I'm going to say. A tad bit more development. But I do like the development we have. It's just, I want a bit more. Some of the dialogue is a bit generic, as I've mentioned before. It's a teen movie. They're all playing teens. But let's get on to the pros. Pros, the friggin' drill. Yes, the drill. It's so cool. Like, through the arms, through the shoulders, through the legs, through the everything. I thoroughly enjoyed seeing the kills in this movie. There are some great freaking kills in this film, and I love the fact that most of the victims, if not all of, is it all of the victims? It may even be all the victims are male. Now that's a statement within itself. John Berardo, you know what you're doing. I know what you're doing, but I like it. I like it a lot. The twist at the end. Okay, like, it's also in the cons section, which is fine. That's okay. It can be in the cons section, but I thoroughly enjoyed it. I really liked where this movie ended. I thought it was a good place to go. It kind of leaves it a little bit open and a little bit like up in the air as to what actually is going on or where this story may go from now. Because I could see this movie getting a sequel. I really could. Do I want it to have a sequel? I don't think I do. Again, pros, I just thought everybody was fantastic in this. Lindsay, I thought she was fantastic in this movie, and I really, really liked what I saw from her, and I'd like to see more. You're not going to be disappointed with this one. It is a very good movie, very good story, very, very tight. It's not that long. It kind of gets in and gets out. Like I say, there's not a lot of fat around the edges. It doesn't need it. It does a lot of good things and steers away from a lot of bad things. It pays homage to a ton of movies that came before it. Not quite in the way where Scream was like pointing its finger at the movies it was homaging. This one kind of does it nice and subtle, but still pays respect to things before. As I say, Lochlyn, Munro, and Yancy Butler in there. You cannot beat them. We have a very, very young cast doing very great things, and I can't wait to see who propels themselves from this. So, yeah, Initiation, I think you could do a hell of a lot worse. It's a very good movie. In fact, I'm going to go the 4.5 out of 5 for this flick. Initiation is coming to you on DVD in the UK from our good friends Signature Entertainment on the 24th of May. Please do check this film out, and if you did check it out, please give us a comment below in the comment section. I will try and answer any that come up. If you've got anything you want to talk about in this movie, do let me know. Hit me up. I'm always available. Hit us up on Twitter. Go to nerdly.co.uk. Phil Wheat, our commander-in-chief, the big man at the top, has done a written review of Initiation. I believe he quite enjoyed this movie too. So go and read that and let him know what you thought. But most of all, just hit that subscribe, hit that bell, any likes, any dislikes, I'll take a dislike, any of that, throw it our way. We are loving what we're doing, and we're going to keep going on with this, and there's going to be more reviews, more interviews. I am coming at you. So I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to go, but I'm just going to leave it with you. Initiation is a fantastic flick. Check it out and give these guys all the love in the world, because I think John Berardo has done a fantastic job with this in a genre that, let's be honest, is pretty much dying. 4.5 out of 5. I really, really enjoyed this movie.